What is up, everybody? I am Luke from the Master Sword Valley, and welcome to the bonus video for Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door. With the Shadow Queen defeated, there's still some undone stuff in Rougeport. But before we get to Rougeport, on the title screen right here is where our first bit of alternate stuff starts, really. The original placeholder name for this was just Paper Mario 2, instead of being called Paper Mario: Thousand-Year Door before release. It even had a logo and everything in it. The original E3 trailer for this game showed off some very interesting things in it that are not within the final game. A few different altercations within it, like the room before the Thousand-Year Door having a HP plus heart above it with a moving platform, indicating that you might have had to use Vivian to get it. Also, you have Mario looking a little bit more cartoony. Yeah, I wrote in my notes, doing research for this made me notice the little details like that, how Mario doesn't have like his mouth open more in awe or something. And then you have other changes like Hookdale Castle having almost a complete bridge, what looks like, and the front door locked. The Dull and Red Bones being called Red Koopa Skeletons or just Koopa Skeletons. And you have the Tornado Jump, which I never showed off, being referred to as the Hurricane Jump. So that's most of the changes that were different in the reveal trailer before the game released. Anyway, let's go ahead and fire up the save. Let's get back to Rougeport. Let's take care of some unfinished business. And so we have returned. You're a strange one, sir. It must be something special to convince you to return. Although, if I had a Goomba that cute waiting for me at the dock, I might return too. Well, whatever you're doing, be careful. Goodbye, sir. I still got the Waluigi clothes on, I forgot. Long time no see, Mario. I'm totally glad I got to see you again. This is awesome. Everyone's ready. We're here, so we've heard you coming, so we've been waiting here for you. So, are you ready to go? Wherever you want to go, we are so with you. So, we're back, and yes, as Gubella said, wrong thing. All our partners are here with us. Originally, we would have had to go and get our partners one by one, with Koops, Flurry, and Yoshi referring to how they've been registered into the Glitz Pit again. What's interesting as well is that Vivian had some untranslated Japanese dialogue found in the source material, but it's been found there, but no one's been able to find out like what the sentence is or even get it translated, really. So, I bet the big question in everyone's mind is, what was the forgotten treasure of the Thousand-Year Door? Well, let's go talk to the professor about it. Oh, we got yet another email. What does this say? From Gob. Was this right? Do I type what? Okay. I was happy you got me the honey candy. Maybe I read this one in the remake, because I swear I remember that one. Odd. Anyway, let's go talk to him. Professor. Hey there, we're back. You seem pretty cheery, and as always, I'm happily busy with my research. Oh, by the by, do you know what was in that treasure chest we found in the palace? It contained a droid shroom. Oh no, it's nothing to be disappointed by. Now we know for certain that people indeed ate mushrooms 1,000 years ago. This is a groundbreaking anthropological discovery. Words I never thought I would hear you say, really. But yeah, what a great discovery. Mushrooms were eaten by civilization over 1,000 years ago. You keep going at that, buddy. I'm sure you'll go far. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, there's a certain other calculator that Gambella is referring to that we should also go check out. I could have sworn this game looked darker, but check this out. The teleporter to the X-Naut Fortress is working again. Speaking of the X-Naut Fortress, in the demo disc, the X-Nauts were first referred to as Boomer Gangers, which I find just so funny that they were called that. I mean, X-Naut sounds way cooler than it is, but still, calling them Boomer Gangers is so funny. Thus, I officially dubbed this place the Boomer Fortress. And I went into the wrong room. Check it out. Tech survived. At least he's back. Mario, I am pleased that I can see you again. I detonated explosives after you left to ensure the base would never be used for evil. Of course, I was destroyed in the resulting explosion. But One day I regained consciousness and all was as before. Yes, everything. I do not comprehend why, but as I regained consciousness, I saw a light and I thought I heard Peach's voice. How is Princess Peach? If she is happy, then I too am happy. I continue to hope for the continued happiness of you, Peach, and all others. I'm glad that Peach taught me about happiness as well as love. In development, Tech did have an original design where he has more of a red eye and a different, basically just a red sensor, basically, instead of that blue sensor that we got in the final game here. Now, as far as now, this is probably the remake talking, but I went through the fortress to try and find like anything else that's here, and there's nothing really. It really is all cleared out. I guess the X-Nauts have moved on with their plan of world domination. I mean, their leader is just ahead, and sure as hell, Lord Crump isn't going to be their leader. Unless they really trust him. Anyway, for now, we get to say goodbye to this kick-ass music. And you would have guessed that those few star pieces and those Feeling Fine badges are now obtainable to you in the post-game. Now that the important dialogue in the post-game is out of the way, it is time for the Trouble Center. Yep, there are troubles after the game. So people still are having problems with the world at this point. Let's start with Doty here. I really want to see the Great Tree, but there are many cads in the way. Won't someone please rouse these near-dwells? I'm waiting Buglewood near the Great Tree. So we're finally going to back to that majestic place. Woo! I'll meet you guys there. This sounds like a job for first attack. Let's see, what can I get rid of as a result of that? Let's get rid of Pretty Lucky for this temporarily. And where is it? First attack. Go. And hey, Coops, it's been a long time. Why don't you come on out? Look at that. It's nice to have the whole team back. And I'm glad that in development they didn't they made it that you get all your partners back upon starting at the post game. One thing about the Boggly Woods in general in development was that pre-release screenshot, I think in the reveal trailer, showed the ground itself lacking color, like unlike what we have in the final game right here. It kind of leads me into a theory that I have about the Boggly Woods, how the colored floor right here almost seems like a bit of an energy source, basically, whether it be to life or to things that just require power. It kind of explains why and how the devices that were installed in the Great Tree can function like without like, because you know it was installed in an organic tree. There's like dang it, there's no way it would have been able to work without that. It's why everything's left like monochrome. Anyway, whoa, I don't want to fight. I'd rather just leave it to Koops to just one-shot y'all. Haha. And done.
Done already, eh? Marvelous! I can finally see the Great Tree. I'm in your debt, sir. It isn't much, but I hope this will do for your troubles. It's my change from lunch.
We get 20 coins for that. Not bad.
Perhaps I'll see you up ahead.
Yay! Well, that was a super easy one that we took care of. Woohoo! Wow, I really need to go heal up. I forgot that after the final boss, you don't get healed. I better do so. What do you think of the Great Tree? It's pretty beautiful, isn't it?
Ah, the Great Tree. As you watch us foolishly continue to repeat history, what could you think of us? You can't do nothing but stand and watch our ignorance. No, what rot. You are sure that a tree can do nothing? That only proves my own foolishness.
Those really are fools. But yeah, my theory about this place kind of explains why like all the leaves, all the wood, all the water and everything. I mean, with the exception of like these plants right there. I guess they're growing so low to this colored floor that they have some color in them, really. But that's another thing, is that anything native to the Boggly Woods is also in black and white, and anyone obviously isn't that's in color. So no, us, the X-Nauts, the Shadow Sirens, Madame Flurry, like they all have color to them. And like the natives of this place don't. All right, coming back here, we're gonna go and activate the next trouble before we go rest. All right, Bub. I got in a fight with my mom and I need you to help me make up to with her. I'll be waiting near the sanctum in Poshley Heights. Yep, little Bub is having some issues. Let's go help him. And we need to get moving faster. Silk, I know you're the great Gonzalez Jr. now, but we need your help. Come on out. Oh, hey, big brother. Fancy meeting you here. What a coinky dink. Eh? Oh, me? Well, I was in an area, so I thought I'd drop by this inn. One thing led to another. I've been catching a breather here, you know, reflecting back on all my adventures. It's been a long road, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a pretty long story. I think we're gonna save that for later. We are lost, bro. Maybe I'll tell you about it some other time, huh? Well. So yeah, he's here. I think I said before that he's on his own adventure to save Princess Eclair of the Waffle Kingdom. Again, his story is funny, and I'll probably show it at the end, really. But yeah, we're not showing that now. Sorry, Luigi. Might as well check the bad shop. Ooh, I don't think I have power jump yet. And I'll get piercing blow. Nice. Okay, now I'll see you guys over in Poshley Heights. All right, we are here to just take on Bub's trouble, but we have a special guest here returning from Paper Mario 1. Check it out. It's Lady Bo and Bootler. It is you, Mario, isn't it, Mario? Well, it's been quite a while, hasn't it? I've come here with Bootler. Yes, a little vacation to Poshley Sanctum. I hadn't left the mansion in ages. I figured it was time to turn some heads on the road. Good. Yeah. But what a nice surprise to see you. Feel free to be overwhelmed by my beauty. Lady Bo, your beauty is like the song of a nightingale in the evening. Indeed, I feel you've grown into a fine young girl who'd make your ancestors proud. Now, it's a nice surprise seeing them here, but there is some unused sprites in the game of all our partners from Paper Mario 1. They're all updated here in GameCube form, and I guess we don't see the updated renders until technically Super Paper Mario upon completing, I think, both Pit of 100 Trials and the Samurai Kingdom. So yeah, there were plans of seeing all our partners here, but in the final game, it was just Bo and Parakarry. So it's a very nice surprise to see Bo here. But another thing about in development is that in the pre-release demo, or just the demo, excuse me, is that the W emblem was originally purple with a W on it instead of now where it's yellow with a W, probably indicating that it might have just straight up given you the Waluigi clothes. I don't know though. Luigi, I mean Mario. How are you, dear boy? Not too bad, Pennington, thank you. How's your fake Crystal Star Sanctum business going? Anyway, little Bub. I've been waiting for you, mister. See, I got in a fight with my mom and I want to make it up to her. So I wrote her a letter and I want to give her a present, but I don't know where to get. I've narrowed it down to three things. So could you help me decide? I think she'll love a Fright Mask if she's a fan of Beetlejuice. You got great taste, so I'm sure it'll go over well. You also have to go find and bring it here. Cause, they don't sell these things here. Unfortunately, they don't. Did you find a Fright Mask? I sure did. Yahoo! A Fright Mask! Thanks, mister! I'll just attach this letter, and we're done. But I'm afraid to give it to her. She may still be mad. Can you give it to her and come back, please? We got the present! Thing Bub asked you to deliver to Sylvia. Wonder if she'll like it. Now I'm all nervous. All right, well, let's do it. We got mail for Miss Sylvia. Miss Sylvia, you got mail. Why, hello, Gonzalez. Do you need something? Here's a present. From little Bub, you say? Why, there's a letter. Let me just read it. Dear lovely mama, I'm sorry I didn't do my homework. From now on, I'll do my homework and try to be a good babam like Papa. And I will give good food and a nice house. And a pretty hat. So please don't hate me. From Bub. Who else did you think it was from? I know that the game is, was freezing on me for a second. Still does that. Oh, how delightful. It's the most stunning mask I've ever seen. Oh, Gonzalez, don't mind my tears. They're just joyful ones. I just wanted you to tell Bub something for me. Tell him I'm not angry. I was just being stern because I love him and care for him about his future. I never meant to hurt his feelings by it. And I'm sorry I lost sight of that. Gonzalez, please bring my little Bub back to me now. So it was all sorts of fine. We didn't have to worry about a thing. Hey, Bub. The deed's been done. Hey, mister, how was it? Did she like the present? Oh, yeah. She's not mad anymore? Yoo-hoo! Woo! It's all thanks to you, mister. You're the person I respect most. After my dad. Rude. And as a reward, I'll give you my entire fortune. Not that I have many coins, though. 3 coins for that? Even though he's from a rich family, shouldn't his allowance be like 30 coins or something? Oh, well. We still got our reward, at least. Time for the final trouble. It's time. Time for the final trouble. Erase that graffiti from Swab. I need someone to go to the 50th floor of the Pit of 100 Trials for me.
Shaboom.
So I need someone pretty tough, Shaplowy. For details, please see me next to the cannon statue and far outpost, Shaboomity. I guess we'll take his on. This is why I saved the Pit of 100 Trials for the post game right here, because there's a trouble that takes us down there. And since I'm taking on all the troubles, that's where we're going. I'll meet you guys over in Far Outpost.
Technically, this means that you only have to do the Pit of 100 Trials twice if you're going for 100% purposes. But for me, this is the third time that I'm doing it, at least in this game.
General White, you are right here. My peace of mind is all thanks to you. Hut, hut. I am so grateful. What does the mayor say? Genin will not be... Okay, you're just saying the same thing again. Don't have any comments about the end of the world. All right. The one by the cannon statue. I'm going to assume that's you. You agreed to help my trouble for... You agreed to help for my trouble, Shaplowy. Thanks to you, Shaboom. There is dungeon under Rougeport called Pit of 100 Trials, Chakow. I heard if one writes wish on wall of 50th floor, then wish comes true, Shapop. I use special big explosion to get down to big 50th floor and write wish, Shacrack. And then I realized whole thing was hoax, Shadoop. I risked life for getting down there for useless defeaty. I wanted to erase, Shaboom. I would erase it myself, but I don't think I could get down there again. Even though I pull out big boom for that. So could you go to 50th floor of Pit of 100 Trials and erase graffiti, please? Yep. All right. So I guess I can go over some like preparations things. Super shroom, mushroom. Nah. I'll buy a shooting star. Shoot, I probably should have saved my money, unfortunately. There's an inn coupon there. I guess I can pick it up. So I get a free stay at an inn back in Rogue. Actually, no, I'll use the free stay here. Now what items do I have for this? 2 life shrooms, 2 ultra shrooms. I think I might go and make 2 more jelly ultras. Now, when it comes to preparing for said Pit of 100 Trials, there's a few strategies that I've seen people do. First and foremost, I'm gonna come back and buy a life shroom. Yeah, with 1 coin to spare, I still got it. I can afford it. So I asked myself three life streams to prepare for this dungeon here. Here in the Pianta parlor, there is a certain badge you can get for your Piantas. Thank you, 6 Piantas. Thank you. I don't need more cake mix at least. Integrate here. I should relax. Let's see. Is it in here? Super pill. Power rush. When Mario's in danger, 5 HP or lower, then he will get his attack power increased by 2. If you're good at gambling, you can get a ton of these power rushes here. Go to Chet Rippo and basically reduce your HP down to 5 and stack a ton of BP to have these on. These only cost 1 BP as far as I know. And if you do that then you'll have a very easy time through the Pit of 100 Trials. I'm not going to because I did a run through of the Pit of 100 Trials in the remake, and I mean the combat doesn't really change much in the remake, so I am going to just do it legit here. I'm just gonna come to Zesty right here and make myself another 2 Jelly Ultras. Since I had the money and it was in stock for a Jam and Jelly. All right, we got ourselves two Jelly Ultras. We are fully healed up for this. I'm going to hate it if the spell runs out while I'm down there. But yeah, other than that, I guess I will meet you guys there. Again, I mentioned the power rush strategy for the Pit of 100 Trials. Another strategy that I actually utilized in the remake was Mega Rush Partner Badge. This makes it, I think I was explained before, that when your partner's at 1 HP, their attack is increased to 5. A good strategy for that is that if your partner ends up getting killed off and you win the fight, they'll come back with 1 HP. So it's a very, very helpful strategy to have your partner at 1 HP, use the Mega Rush partner, and basically just sweep through it. It really does help for the first few floors. Pit of 100 Trials. First attack and bump attack badges do not work here, unfortunately. So I'm going to de-equip that first attack again, and You know what? I'll put on Piercing Blow, and why not Power Jump too? So, the sign over here, I believe, tells you what deepest floor you got. Deepest floor, reach 50, power bounce to 7, star piece 100 of 100. Nice. So, I will show that on screen is all the rewards you get for every 10th floor. I should note that the Strange Sack on floor 50, which doubles your inventory space, had a different design in development, or at least in the E3 trailer or demo disc. I barely even noticed a difference, really. But I will leave it to the post commentary to go over any more stuff in development, and any new enemies, I will bio them, all right? See you guys in a couple minutes for you, and about 3 hours for me.
This is going to be a very long romp through this multi-floor dungeon, and everyone who's played this game before knows how bad it is. So this is a perfect chance to go over any of the extra unused content, basically. First and foremost, in the entirety of anything found in the files, there is only one enemy that has a sprite but is never actually put in the game, and that is this monster known as the Okoru. Is all the name we can find on this creature, basically. Apparently, in translation, it has something to do with relating about getting angry, which is probably why it has that needle and gauge on the top. And probably when it gets too angry, it'll eventually charge at you, is all I have to guess on that. Vivian and Bobbery actually had unused sprites found in the game's files. Vivian had some fire on the end of her hat right there, prefacing that obviously she's, fire elemented. My guess was that they would have had lightning on the end of Marilyn's hat and ice on the end of Beldam's hat to also go along with the Shadow Sirens. But more interestingly is Bobbery's sprite. Bobbery's sprite looks more like a wartime admiral rather than a sailor, which is interesting. A lot of the unused sprites in the game are palette swaps of already existing enemies. Another one of interest is there was going to be a Dark Atomic Boo, which did have different data animations in-game, especially one of it being like hurt or confused or something like that, which eventually made its way into being unused in Super Paper Mario as well. Some people have found animation data in that game for it. There's also a red variant of every type of Buzzy Beetle. We've had the red spike tops in Glitzville, but in the files we have a regular red Buzzy Beetle, a red Para Buzzy Beetle, and a red spike top. But only the blue variants and the regular spike tops were used. There are also various Babomb iterations, like a red one, which was the Ultra Babomb, and the Hyper Babomb, which was green. I'm guessing by the names that they weren't just palette swaps, and they would have actually had more health and more attack based on their explosion damage and, of course, their ramming attack. The only other unused enemy found in the files is this creature. It's got the same codename as the Smorg with C_MOA_A. Again, the Smorg has just a similar one with C_N_MOA_A, and it's a color swap of one of Luigi's partners known as Screamy. My guess is that it would have also been in Riverside Station or even in the Palace of Shadow, with how there's a brown variant of it to go along with it, plus a dark shadowy variant as well. And the dark variant actually does have an animation of it running, possibly its attack, or just how it runs after you in the field, but the regular brown variant doesn't. There's also another partner that Luigi would have had but was cut, which was a version of a Spinia and a Spania. There was a version of a Spinia that looked like a hamburger, one that resembled a Spania, but obviously you could tell that it's just the hamburger version is the Spinia with the seeds on top, and a multicolored Spania as well with the spikes on top. There's also an unused one of an ice cream cone as well found in the source material. As for the rest of the unused NPC designs, there's a few Bulbulbers, one with a green and white spot patch, one with a white and yellow in the center, and one with a pink and white one in the center. There's also a green variant of Conductor Toad, which we never see. We only see, I believe, red and blue. I'm recording all this while just looking at my notes, not looking back at the game. And we also have a sprite of Paper Luigi with his Poltergust on him, which is interesting. I wonder if they would have had a Paper Luigi's Mansion game or something. The rest of what goes unused are a lot of items related things. We have a coconut one, which might have been a way to use a mortar and pestle or one of those coconut drinks. Instead of the rock, we would have had a brick that the audience would have tried to throw at us, but instead they went with the rock to make it more papery and fit with the aesthetic. We have an early design of the soda can, which had a yellow stripe and lighter colors as opposed to the darker colors we get in the final game. There's an early version of the Star Key, which looked more like the crystal stars as well as a power star with eyes on it. There's a variant of a key probably used in Hooktail Castle since the design resembles Hooktail's head. There's a unused item resembling a fire flower and a candy cane like stick. My guess is that it would have been a healing item like a variant of the fire pop, or it would have been a attacking item that you could have used since it does have leaves on it. And then the rest of them are designs that almost look identical to ones from Paper Mario 1, one of which is the green boots. In Paper Mario 1, the green boots were the super boots, and in this one, they are red. So my guess is that they would have also carried the green design over for the super boots, but they cut it. The rest of them are what looks like a pillow instead of a blanket for the first mystery in Night of the Excess Express, a supercharge badge design, which is also a unused badge, and then early icons for plain, paper, jump, hammer, item, special, and tactics, as well as the Star Rod. Even though the Star Rod obviously was returned at the end of Paper Mario 1, so it should be sealed away back in Star Haven. There's also an unused status effect. We've seen a bunch of them like power and defense up, HP up, FP up, zappy, dodgy, defense down, counter attack, confused, dizzy, all that. But one that we have not seen is POW down, and it even had an animation or sprite for it anyway. Originally in Chapter 3, there would have been 70 conditions that you would have had to follow, and the game would have picked them out obviously randomly. So it would have warranted more tries at the glitz pit just to try and see them all, but only 15 ended up getting used. Some of the interesting ones are: do not let Mario take damage or his partners. We must get a certain power bounce combo. We must use a certain amount of items, and even some like we must spend a certain amount of FP. So some interesting ones are here, but again, it only resulted in having 15 in the final game. In addition to the unused conditions, there was also an unused texture of the Champ's Belt seen in the demo. My guess is that they would have stuck with that, which would have led to a greater mystery as to where the Crystal Star would have been in Glitzville, but I'm guessing they did it the way they did just so that we know, hey, we gotta get fighting, because if they did stick with the original design, we would not be fighting at all, I imagine.
Here we are. We finally made it to floor 50, and here's that graffiti on the wall. There's graffiti on the wall here. Swab's wishes. I want to get married to Bobo Link, How My Dear Love, in a shocker wedding. I want us to have 22 kids so we can start a soccer team. Shablooey. The graffiti was scrawled on with a fierce hand. It might never come off. Well, if it can't come off by erasing it, blow it up. That's how you solve all life's troubles. Anyway, we've taken care of that. Now we have to just make sure to go and see Swab back in Far Outpost. But we got to keep going down.
Now, there are two unused themes found in the source material as well. The first one is almost reminiscing of a pixel in the later game, and it would have been played at Riverside Station. And apparently the remake uses a reworked version of it in the back entrance of Riverside Station. I'll go ahead and play that now. Almost sounds like a version of the battle theme from Chapter 6 of the remake. The other unused theme is one that starts at the demo screen, apparently being similar to the starting screen of Super Paper Mario. Those two kind of sound almost identical. Wow. I've already gone over the dialogue that your other partners say when you go up from minor to major league in Chapter 3. Of course, you never see it because you have to have your Yoshi out to beat the Armored Harriers. But there's actually some other dialogue that your partners would have said after the Dupless fight. Of course, you can never see it because Vivian is your only partner at that point. A lot of it is basically just them saying, well, let's go back to Rogueport. But it's interesting to note that it was still found in the source material. There's also some dialogue about some different challenges that would have happened in the Pit of 100 Trials. Things like you can no longer change your allies, you can't use your jump, can't use your hammer, or you will now receive double coins after battle. I'm glad that it didn't stick with that because at some certain enemies would have been annoying to take out if had it not had the ability to jump or hammer. As I'm reading the wiki for any like beta stuff, I'm seeing that there is some other dialogue in relation to fighting Bobbery and Miss Mouse, because they're under a table known as enemy names. It's kind of interesting stuff if you want to go look it up. I'm looking at the Super Mario Wiki right here. So it might have suggested that there would have been a fight with Bobbery and Miss Mouse at some point later in the game. Maybe like in the Palace of Shadow, they're like corrupted and you have to fight them. But I don't know. It's interesting to know though. Now that's a good majority of the dialogue and unused sprite. Now for some unused items in the game. First up right here is what's known as trade-off right here. This is an item that can be used to get more star points than usual. It's an interesting item that later got kind of used in like Mario and Luigi Dream Team. You can use one of your badges to basically make the enemies drop more experience. There's also apparently item data for the Mario poster that the Shadow Sirens used in Chapter 2, as well as an item known as Koopa's Curse, which will give you one enemy the slow status when you use in battle. I'm guessing it was cut because the design of it does look kind of creepy. Now for all the unused badges. There's the All for Nothing Partner badge. I never used it because that badge sounds like it sucks. There's the FP Drain Partner, Happy Flower Partner, Lucky Day Partner, Pity Flower Partner. There is Triple Dip Partner, as well as a Triple Dip badge. I'm sure you can guess what this one does, where it lets you use 3 items at once. And then there's also the Supercharge, both for you and for your partner, which would have made what is like the charge badge, but it would have made your attack go up a lot if used. And then a lot of the other unused badges are things like Mega Jump, which is like the power jump, but does a lot more damage. Same thing with Mega Smash. There is the Mega Quake badge, which was a badge that was in Paper Mario 1, yet it didn't make its way over to Thousand Year Door, oddly. There's a Debug badge, which has the same design as the Zap Tap badge, which is basically an instant win button. You can Super Guard every time, you always get power bounces, and yeah, so it's really just for testing purposes and such. There's also the Lucky Start Partner badge, which gives the same effect as the Lucky Star dropping from the Atomic Boo. And then the other badges that have sprites are just invalid. One that looks like a Defend Plus badge, and one that looks like, I don't know, a combination of the Ice Power and Emblem badges, really. Well, now that I'm looking at this, there's also a ton of early graphic designs that were used, like one that is more pencil-drawn Mario rather than what the cartoony one is that we get in the final game. There's also an early design of the Capy Koopas, it looks like here, before we got the final design. The Capy Koopas having a bit of a smirk on them, which kind of made its way into the dark/shady Koopas in Paper Mario 1, how they had basically like a smile on them. We have early designs of the Sun and Moonstone as well. The little star at the end of Starman would have been bouncing up and down rather than where it is now, where it's just blinking and like turning from side to side. There is apparently also a model of an 8-bit Peach found in the files as well, which, 8-bit Peach would have been when we went into the dressing room to turn into an X-Naut, but the fact that Peach opened the door and back, that's probably why they kept it out. There's some more unused items like the blue and red paper, which are basically the same as the contract that we get from Gold Bob during the General White Hunt, or just during Chapter 7 in general. There is also item data for the magical map. My guess is that we might have lost the magical map at some point, would have had to get it back, so there would have been an item animation for it, but that got cut. There's also apparently inventory and item data for the poison cake and the good cake that we get in Chapter 3, as well as the Ultra Stone. What's interesting is that the Star Key that we get from Gloomtail in Chapter 8 is known as the Star Stone in development before getting that name. In addition to everything I mentioned about the E3 trailer, if I haven't already, there is some interesting fourth wall breaking dialogue, one of which is that when you ask Goombella about anything, she basically says, like, I could tell you about this, but I'm waiting for the final version, which I think is awesome. There is also a original animation in the original for Lord Crump doing the X-Naut salute symbol. It didn't make its way into the original, but it did make its way into the remake. Oh, and we also see animation of Flavio actually having a telescope out. I don't know why they cut that. As well as Peach having to lift her dress up to run, which we never see in the game because there's not really any moments where we see Peach actively trying to run away. There's also a ton of unused star power found in the game's files. Apologize if I mispronounce these wrong right here. I'll try my best. There's the Hirahira Mekuru, which means flutter to turn over. There's the Rakiboru, which means lucky ball, which is Deca Mario, which means huge Mario, so that might have been an alternate version of Power Lift. There is Hatashutu, which is Heart Shoot, an alternate name for Art Attack, I imagine. And then Kaganui, which means Shadow Stitching. Might have suggested an alternate version of Supernova. I'm also seeing that there's some offstage objects in the tab I'm looking at right here, and apparently there's a radio behind stage, as well as like some various other props. Like, I was in theater, so I know about all the props. Like, there's a ladder, there's some boxes, but it's interesting to know that there's a boombox behind stage as well. Maybe it's where the music is coming from. Inside of the Great Tree off screen, there is in fact the hole that Puny slips through upon revealing the secret entrance in Chapter 2. In the beginning with Mario's house, there is actually a fully rendered interior. I think you might be able to see it in the opening when Luigi reads Mario the letter. But of course you can never access it because Mario immediately goes straight to Rougeport. Apparently the placement of the ring when you are back in Rougeport, helping Frankie find his ring again after he lost it, in the international version, and the one we get here in America, the ring is by the boxes after crossing the Japanese Rougeport. And I mentioned how in the remake it was up above the arch that separates the two sides of Eastern Rougeport. Well, apparently in the Japanese version, that's where the ring is normally. Here's a picture of it. And I'm reading here that there are apparently no changes depending on your region for Chapter 4. The rest I'm seeing here are mostly just little changes, like how the banner on the GameCube menu has Goombella and Yoshi with you, whereas it's just Mario. Luigi's book is orange in Japan and red internationally, whereas it's green here. The wrestling magazine has more like fire on it instead of it just being called Wrestle. The Power Rush badge has a P on it instead of a D. I don't know why the D is there. The shopkeeper booths in the Pianta Parlor and the West Rogueport Inn, in Japanese they have bunny ears instead of here where they have just kitty ears. The bottle of Chocola is a bit darker. I mentioned how Tech has the red sensor in the E3 trailer demo, but he apparently has the red sensor in Japanese version. You also have a silhouette outline in the messy hut where the bandit runs off to. Yeesh. Apparently as well, there's also a debug mode. I tried this out on my GameCube itself on the title screen, but apparently it didn't work for me. I'm not sure what it is. On the title screen, pressing XBRBYL will bring up debug mode, and pressing and holding Z will give you the game's build rate. Again, I tried this, but I could never actually figure it out. And with that, I do believe that that's basically everything that I could find, at least within that's unused, essentially. I know I could have done more research about this, but I was trying to get this video out as soon as I could after the game was finished. So yeah, that should do it, and hopefully now we've reached the end of the place.
All right, floor 99. I made it. It's time for the ultimate foe. Down we go. Surprise! They were too lazy to come up with an original boss fight, so we're refighting yet another dragon. What? Oh! Wow, what a freak! Can't flee this fight, of course. This is Bone Tail, the ultimate foe, basically in this whole game, because, yeah, it awaits us here at the end of the Pit of 100 Trials. We'll start off with a power lift. Yeah, give me some arrows, not poison mushrooms. I noticed that any special move that helps us and doesn't exactly deal damage always has poison mushrooms. Power lift, sweet treat, sweet feast, they all have poison mushrooms, I just noticed. Okay, Bone Tail. That's Bone Tail. He's the oldest brother of Hooktail. Max so old, he's just bones, in fact. Wow, now that's old. His body's max HP is 200. His attack is 8 and his defense is 2. He has various breaths that might confuse us or put us to sleep. When his HP gets low, he'll recover or reanimate as the case may be. He's probably stronger than the last boss. Seriously, let's do this right. Yes, he is stronger than the Shadow Queen. And I'm glad that I got a lucky right there. That's very nice. Okay, good. At least you didn't get my buffs off. That's good. Now, the thing about Bonetail that I was saving until the end here is that Bonetail actually does have a different textured head in development. It actually had a blue eye for it, but now it's just a hollowed out eye. Dang it! Ow! Yeah, it has a bite attack. I'm pretty sure Gloomtail also had a bite attack, but it ended up not using it in its fight. One thing about Bonetail is that it is basically immune to all statuses except for fire. So it's another good strategy to keep Vivian down at 1 HP with the Mega Rush partner badge on. I'm going to go and bring Gumbella. Actually, no. Let's bring Miss Mouse out. She has a decent amount of HP. I could use Flurry as well. Another power bounce. Let's go. Boom. There we go. Ow. That bite attack is really hard to time. There goes my power lift. So, Gumbella, come on back out. Spring jump. Let's do it. Let's go. Ooh, for once, it came in handy as a defense up once, but now it's coming in handy as an actual attack up. That's good. Thank you, Merlee. Very nice. Whee! Hiya! Thank you. If I had stacked my power lift, that would have been awesome. Now, I'm gonna jinx myself by saying this, but I cannot believe that I am doing as well as I'm doing right now. Aha! There's its poison breath right there. So obviously we obviously, if we didn't have Feeling Fine on, we would have been poisoned from there, and I don't have any poison recovery, which sucks. Fire Jinx, or no, not Fire Jinx, just Shade Fist. Boom. I also just remembered that the remake, if your partner loses all their HP and come back, then they're the ones who, then they'll have, what is I'm trying to say? They'll come back with 1 HP, so you can kind of cheese the Mega Rush. All right, let's do another power lift. Yes. Only 1 and 2. That's lame. At least I still got something though. Okay, that was weird. It came out of its foot. I don't understand why that was the case, why it was, but whatever at this point. You know what? As well. Oh, I'll take that. Thank you. Hey, yeah, I just used it, so just power up. So, go again. Screw you. How about a bomb? This is only my second time ever fighting Bonetail. No one got hurt from that. What? What just happened? Okay, good. At least it missed Bobbery. Okay, ooh, I'll take that though. Thank you. Okay. Vivian, I need you to set it on fire again. I think we are getting it down to its health point where it should recover back its health like next turn or something. All right, Silk, you do have a decent amount of HP, so let's bring you back out. Spring jump you. Whee! It sucks that all of my oh, there it goes. 20 HP gotten back. It sucks that all my life streams got used up on in earlier floors. Like, that really sucks. Let's go and put a shell shield on Mario, at least to protect him. And it cracked a little. Oh well, that's fine. Right, power lift is gone. But we're still doing a little bit, decent amount of damage. Ouch. Why'd you get put out? Get back on fire again. Alright. Bobbery, you have very little health. Flurry, come back out. They're just sponges at this point. Let's see. Oh, I do have another Jelly Ultra. Okay, I'll probably need to use that soon. Another one of these. And Sproing! Come on! What do you think you're trying to do, huh? I know you're trying to kill us because, you know, we disturb your slumber, but I don't care. It's been a while since last used Furry. Come on out. And ba-doink! Yeah, I really don't have much else to say for this fight. Bonetail, as far as I know, does not have a supercharged move like Gloomtail did. Oh, thank you. But that's not going to be super helpful because I have the shield and flurries in front. Got it. And he healed anyway. The thing about Bonetail as well is that the remake actually refers to Bonetail as a she. It's the oldest sister of the dragon family. At least, I remember that's what Gambella's Tattletog said. I just recently got through the Pinbone Trials in the remake just as a practice run through all this here. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll keep Flurry out. Let's do another power lift. Go for it. I'm sure getting a lot of poison mushrooms there, but 2 and 2, better than 1 and 2. Okay, the shield finally broke. I guess keeping my partner in front was a good move. Unfortunately, I don't have the. Oh, I have a spin jump FP. Hiya! There we go. Basically broke right through its defense. I believe that's the sleep breath. Gotcha. Good. Vivian, set that dragon off. Set those bones on fire again. Hiya. Good stuff. I think Bobber still has a power lift in effect. But I'm gonna go and use up this Jelly Ultra on Mario. It's more or less for the FP than it is for the health. Works for me though. Nice. What do you? Oh, I guess you only have 2 healing times. Sure. There goes our power lift. Let's go ahead and use the couples cake on us. Oh. Okay, well that's dumb. I thought it would have given both of us recovering HP, and I believe that's the frost breath there. Okay, well now Flurry is down to 1 HP. I'm gonna go ahead and get Vivian back out to set it on fire again. Yeah. I guess it's now Silk's turn, because you got the most HP now. I don't believe it can be shrunken to lower its attack, which sadly. Let's try another power bounce. See if I can get it down to the HP that I want. Not quite. Ouch. Well, I know what I can do. Flurry. Actually, no. Vivian, you've been doing such a good job here, being able to set on fire, do that extra chip damage. So you get the last punch, and then it's time. Special. Supernova. Let's do it. It'll be worth wearing out my arm for. Here we go. One final break of reality. Oh. 1 star point for that. If that had gotten doubled, that would have been hilarious. But I did it. I've taken on the Pit of 100 Trials for the 2nd time. Oh? Our reward for this is the return postage. Direct attackers take half the damage they do. We finally did it. I don't believe we have every badge, unfortunately. Wait, how much was this? 7 BP to equip. I think that's the most, actually, of a badge. 72 out of 85. So, unfortunately, there are still some badges that I'm missing, but I did it. I finally beat the Pit of 100 Trials in the remake and this version. Pit of 100 Trials is one thing that I have never, ever done in my life. And I can't believe I've done it. Now, if you're playing the remake, that is not the one, that is not just the only optional boss. We had the Atomic Boo, we just had Bone Tail, but in the remake, if you journey down to the 100th floor again, you can fight Waka. Yeah, Waka is a boss in this. I believe after hitting him and getting so many Waka bumps on Keel Hall Key so many times, he finally has enough and gets and nests out in the bottom of the Pit of 100 Trials for you and awaits to fight you. But the other optional fight in the remake is Prince Mush all the way back in Glitzville. If you basically get all the way through it again and defeat Rockhawk and all that, you can fight Prince Mush, who is also a really tough fight. Am I doing it? Hell no. But let's go ahead and go back to see Swab and claim our prize. I know, Vivian, you're exhausted after that. You're hanging on by a thread. Let's get you a rest. That's a badge bandit. He's a bandit who will go after your badges. That jerk. Max HP is 12, attack is 5, defense is 0. He has high attack power and HP. He sometimes steals a badge when he tackles you, so use your guard carefully. And even if he gets one, keep your cool, okay? If he runs from the battle, you can always find him and re-engage him. Even though there's nowhere for him to run here in the Pit of 100 Trials. That's a Dark Lakitu, it rides a rain cloud. Max HP is 13, attack is 5, defense 0. It all attacks by throwing pipes at you. What? It's holding a pipe when you jump on. What? Is that a oversight? The pipes it throws turns into sky blue spinies. What? That's a sky blue spiny. It appeared from a pipe thrown by a Dark Lakitu. Max HP is 6, attack is 6, defense is 4. It'll totally charge at you. Sometimes it balls up and offend and stores energy for an attack. If you can beat it with any of its buddies, it may have a special attack. Okay. Oh, you! Come here. This is, again, one of my least favorite enemies here. We may have had the... Oh, we had Dark Koopatrols now. Lovely. We may have had the Dark Wizard in chapters 8. But now we have Wizard. That's a Wizard. It's a part machine, part organic, centuries old thing. Max HP is 10, attack is 6, defense is 3. It uses magic to attack, heal, and alter your conditions, so stay on guard. Its defense is high, but we can totally take this thing. Even though I'm not gonna like it. Oh, great. Oh, come on. You're supposed to miss. Haha! Ouch. And yet another new enemy here. Oh god, he's got a Thunder Rage.
That's an Arantula. It's a spider-like creature that lives deep underground. Max HP is 16, attack is 7, defense is 0. Yeah, it's pretty tough. It'll spit web wads at you. Sometimes it even attacks several times in a row. That coloring freaks me out. I'm kind of scared of spiders, so let's do this thing quickly.
That's a Dark Bristle. It's an ancient creature made of rock. Max HP is 8, attack is 8, defense is 4. You can't jump on it because it spikes, and you can't approach it due to its spears. And its defense is high. You better take it out with special attacks or items. I believe it's also immune to fire, just like normal bristles. That's a Piranha Plant. In fact, I think this is the strongest type of them all. Max HP is 15, attack is 9, defense is 0. Its attack power is absurdly high. It may look like a normal Piranha Plant, but don't be fooled. It's super tough. If we get beaten by a flower, we'll never hear the end of it, know what I mean? Oh, we've become a superstar! So we have an even bigger crowd next time. Awesome! And this happened on... Let me collect all this. Don't want to lose my winnings, even though I just got a level up. Level 88, we got ranked up to superstar. Awesome. Oh, you jerk. Ooh, very fancy stage. Wizard! That's my reaction to any time I see these damn wizards. Oh, and 2 new enemies. Whoa! Okay, that was awesome. That's an elite wizard. These are the top of the heap of the half machine organisms. Max HP is 12, attack is 8, defense is 5. You can probably guess this, but it uses various magic moves in battle, and if it's alone, it'll create illusions of itself. It has no real weakness, so just use whatever you got to beat it. Okay, let's do this. I can hate these guys. And he's a great. You increase your attack power. I can't even do anything to you. I don't have my moves. And that's a poison puff. Basically just a puff of poisonous air. Max HP is 15, attack is 8, defense is 0. It poisons gas, attack is 10. These things charge you, but they also save up toxins to poison you with them, scum. Plus you can't touch them when they're saving up toxins or get hurt. Lame. Yeah, so these are basically the strongest form of cloud enemy. That's a bubble. That's easily the biggest bomb I've ever seen. Max HP is 10, attack is 4, defense is 2. It won't attack, but once its fuse is lit, it'll explode after a while. So the problem is how to beat it before it goes off. I mean, its bomb attack has a power of 16. That's no joke. Seriously, watch out for that. Lovely. Just go all out and beat it. Pull out all the stops. Or you can just set it off early with fire explosions. Your call. That's a Swampire. It's a feared health sucker that hides in the darkness. Max HP is 20, attack is 6, defense is 0. It sucks health from its prey and adds it to its HP. And that totally grosses me out, well, like you wouldn't believe. If you let it feast on you, its HP will get really high. Focus your attack on it. I don't need to. But you do because you're dead. Once you complete the Pinot trials, nothing stands in your way. Especially if you do it after in the post game, basically, because with bump attack on, you can just run through everything. When it comes to backtracking here, that's how awesome this badge is. It makes I don't even have to do any sort of first strike, basically. Anyway, we're coming back here to tell, like I said, we tell Swab the good news. So, you erased my graffiti, Shapaf. Yes, we did it. We also took down a bone dragon. You erased it, Shashloom. I am grateful to you. But it is not like I can confirm whether you actually erased it or not, Shawu. Oh well, I guess I will just trust you, Shashlakity. Take this reward, Chapow. Zesty made it for me when I told her how much I was missing the snow. Snow bunny! Not that I'm gonna eat it. Just promise me. And that does it for every single trouble in the Trouble Center. There is one secret that I'm going to show off with it, as well as a couple other things that I'm going to show off as well, before we truly call this a bonus video and end off the series. We have no more. All of them are done for. We haven't had any troubles come in lately. Maybe those solved all the world's troubles already. That's terrible for business. That may be terrible for business, but you're probably wondering who is running this Trouble Center business right here. Well, if we slip back this way, and we get out Flurry, we can blow this away to reveal a door. Check it out. It's Gus. At least I think this is Gus. Oh, it's Goose. He runs the Trouble Center. Whoa, what's the meaning of this? You found my secret way in? Dang. Look, a lot of, shall we say, sketchy requests get submitted here. So don't tell anyone that we're the ones running Trouble Center, okay? So it's this gang of thieves. I think it was like, his name is Ishmael that is the leader. The gang of thieves that run this place. But anyway, like I said, there's one other thing that I would like to show, and including Luigi's stories. So maybe I make like Luigi's stories like a separate video. The room's still here. And the tomb is open. Well, okay, so I found out there's absolutely nothing back here. Where'd the lid even go for this tomb? I don't get it, but I guess our reward for here is just walking ourselves all the way back. Luckily I saved before this, so I'm just gonna restart. Why not? Let's listen to it. Waffle Kingdom Letter, Rumble Bump Volcano, Plump Belly Village, Circuit Break Island, Jazzafraz Town, Rapturous Ruins, Haystong Tower, or Super Luigi Book. Start from the beginning. Well, like I said, it was a really long story, but here goes. My big brother, that's you, bro, got a letter from Princess Peach and took off. Left behind as usual, I was cooking a snack at home when another letter arrived. We don't get so much mail, so I was thinking, this is what the letter said. Sirs, my name is Crepe. I am a cabinet minister of the far-off Waffle Kingdom. Our land has been attacked by the Chestnut King who took our Princess Eclair. I ask, nay, beg for our assistance. The Waffle Kingdom needs your skills. I humbly request you prompt response, sir. Sincerely, Crepe. Well, I don't remember it exactly, but I think it went something like that. Mario, that's you, bro. Gone. It fell to me to answer this plea. Hesitating only a teensy bit, I headed to the Waffle Kingdom to investigate. Oh, no. First, I wrote a note to myself about what I was cooking, then I left. Once I reached the Waffle Kingdom, I met Minister Crepe, who filled me in. The Chestnut King and kidnapped Princess Eclair and vanished. Apparently, though, some oracle said a marvelous compass could locate her. This marvelous compass has been broken into 7 parts by an ancient curse. 7 parts that he's collecting again. And those parts have been scattered across the land. Can you believe it, bro? Each part of the marvelous compass was said to point to the next. And since one of the parts was embedded in the tiara worn by the princess, I surmised that once I collected all the parts, I'd find her. Smart, huh? The mister gave me the compass brace broken up in the Waffle Fables. When it activated, the entire thing lit up, indicating the deep south. It was pointing me toward Rumblebump Volcano and the Pudding Continent. So yeah, here I am. I'm sailing out of Rougeport for Rumblebump Volcano. It's probably gonna be pretty dangerous, but I gotta rescue the princess. Let's continue with Rumblebump Volcano. The really long story, here goes. As soon as my ship docked on the Pudding Continent, I set out for the volcano. To reach my destination, I spent several days fording through dense jungle. Scary beasts were all over. More than once I thought I was done for, bro. I may have screamed a bit, to scare them off, you know, but as fate would have it, a blooper named Bluey heard me shrieking from me and found me in this one town. Bluey was on a journey of his own, and he joined me after hearing my tale. Now Bluey's a madman. Back in his hometown, they call him White Torpedo. Yeah, he's a tough guy. Anyway, he helped me fight through Rumblebump Volcano. This place was all about bubbling lava pools and heat that made the sun sweat. And that place was lousy with evil traps designed to protect the compass piece. The scariest one of all was the gigantic 100-foot tall statue that stomped around. Now the weakness of the giant statue, bro, was a red gem on its forehead. Now I can jump high, but not high enough to reach this thing by a long shot. So I came up with this plan for Bluey to hit that weak spot. All you, man, I said. I waited for a pause in the statue's movement and hucked Bluey up there. And bullseye, the White Torpedo saved the day. The jewel got whacked. It was a critical hit, just like Pokemon. And the stone statue toppled and crumbled into pieces. Once that was done, it was an easy stroll to the room where the treasure was. Unfortunately, Princess Eclair was nowhere to be found. But I got another piece of the marvelous compass and put it in the base. Now the compass pointed west to Plumbully Village on the Strudel continent. So I set sails once again and came back here to Rougeport to recharge. That's what happened to me lately, but I'll be heading back out soon. No, you won't, because your journey's done, right? Right, Plumbully Village. Once we made landfall on the Strudel continent, we made for Plumbully Village. Once we got there, though, we immediately noticed that something was wrong. We learned from the mayor that the town was ruled by a giant snake named Hiza. Or Hiza. He said his own daughter was going to be offered up as a sacrifice to this beast, too. So, of course, being heroic, I offered myself to go in her stead. Brave, huh? Now, the custom was for sacrifices to be dressed as brides, so I got all dolled up. I was one hot sacrifice, bro. I looked so good. I fooled our foes and got Hiza's lair. It was kind of rough fighting in that gown, but I managed. Chiffon really shapes, bro. I finally found Hiza, and the snake had a second head on his tail. Talk about scary. I fainted real quick, but when I came to, I managed to distract both heads. It reared up, fangs bared to attack, and at that moment, I deftly lunged left. His gaping mouth smashed into one another, and he vanished into a cloud of smoke. A shining plate fell down on the spot where Hiza's body had been coiled. Yes, another compass piece. I set it, and it pointed to east to Circuit Break Island. Just as I was about to leave the town, the mayor asked me to stay and marry his daughter. I thought about it. She was sort of cute, but we ended up sneaking off the next morning. I mean, I still had to save Princess Eclair from the Chestnut King. And when the marvelous compass activated this time, I heard somebody's voice. It was so beautiful, bro. I'm certain it was Princess Eclair's voice. My heart began to race. That's when I realized it. Princess Eclair, I think. I kind of zoned out there. So yeah, we set sail again after ditching town, and somehow we managed to get back here to Rougeport. And here I am. Circuit Break Island. Just as our boat arrived on Circuit Break Island, we heard this incredible racket. We soon found out that they hold kart races almost every day on the island. Whoever takes first place in the race gets to rule the island as king for the day. Just as we got to the racetrack, where we're holding the award ceremony, I couldn't believe my eyes. Right there on the trophy they gave to the winner, it was another piece of the marvelous compass. I almost passed dead away. I decided right then and there that the only thing to do was enter the next race. I mean, I've driven in kart races before, so I thought it'd be okay. Boy, was I wrong. The karts were supercharged machines that could send you airborne with their exhaust. These vehicles were armed with missiles and bazookas. It was anything goes, bro. Of course, I wanted to get right out of there pronto. These drivers were crazed, but I was worked up my courage and signed up away, and my race day definitely kind of came. I got one of the best karts, the big green 01. I took my position at the start line. The light went green. I stomped the accelerator, and something bad happened. I was in reverse. The big green 01 went rocketing backwards, me yelling. I crashed into the wall behind me hard enough to cut me off mid-scream. In one fell swoop, I dropped into last place and wrecked my racing machine. But it wasn't all bad news. All the other carts crashed because of my maneuver. Once I got in gear and took off, I was the only car left. I won by country mile, bro. I took the piece off of my trophy and added it to the marvelous compass. The compass came to life and pointed me towards Jazzafraz Town in the east. Then I heard that voice. Princess Eclair's voice echoed in my ears again. Oh, my princess, random words would form poetry if spoken by your voice. I will most definitely save you. Just wait for me, Princess Eclair. Oh, sorry about that, bro. So after that, I got back on my boat and came back into Rougeport, and that's what's been up with me. Jazzafraz Town. As soon as we hit Jazzafraz Town, we were overcome by the glitz of the glamour. It's a very lively place, bro. Tons of daisies live there, and they're always smiling. While looking for the piece of the compass, I met a hip daisy named Maisie Cavey. Hazy was a producer, and he was looking for the actors to go on stage with him. I told him we couldn't since we were looking for the compass part, you know. But Hazy said we could win the compass part of the upcoming Drama Slam. He said the so-called Drama Plague pack might, in fact, be one of the parts. Well, we just had to give it a try, so we rehearsed the cast and hit the stage. Our musical was called The Mystery of the Fire Hat of Social Awareness. The script was great, bro. But I really hosed, bro. My role, my part was grass. I played grass by the side of the road. That sounds like a fitting role for Luigi. Plus, he's green. I just sprawled out onto the ground and had to be silent. Everyone but me had lines. I don't care if I was wearing green. Who cast someone based on that? It was awful. At the end, our musical was the talk of the town, and we won the Drama Slam. I got the compass part I was after, but even that didn't make me very happy. The huge after party was just bummed me out more, so I snuck out the back door. But wow, outside were tons of fans. My fans of grass. They swarmed me. I just couldn't believe it. Imagine, cheering for grass? I was ecstatic, bro. After that, I added my piece to the compass, which pointed north. It pointed to the rapturous ruins in Grimble Forest. Then, the voice again. Oh, my cherished Princess Eclair, how you soothe me. I will be grass for you. I will find you. I will reach you. I will stand by your side and be your Luigi. Wow, sorry about that, bro. So yeah, anyway, then I got back on my boat. I came back to Rougeport, and here I am, another leg of my adventure completed. All right. Don't you just love it when you get cast as grass? But like I said, it's a really long story. Here it goes. After journeying deep into the Grimble Forest, I found the domed rapturous ruins. Inside, everything was pure white. You couldn't tell where the floor became walls. Proceeding dead ahead, I found myself in a chamber where a young boy sat. As I approached the boy, someone named Screamy appeared out of nowhere. Screamy said the boy's name was Cranberry, and that he'd wake for a child of fate. That didn't make any sense to me, so I started searching quietly for the compass piece. But then it happened, bro. I got a tiny tickle in my nose and let out a huge sneeze. Achoo! Brr. Well, Cranberry must have heard it, because he opened his eyes right up. He looked at me and smiled, and all of a sudden I could understand his language. Can you believe it? I learned that the boy was the last of an ancient race, the Loofs. He had been there guarding the marvelous compass piece for the last 1,000 years. He told me that the compass is an item with the power to see into the future. The ancient Loof Empire used the power of the compass to rule much of the world. Because of their greed, they were cursed by the compass, and their entire empire collapsed. To prevent a repeat of their fate, Cranberry broke the compass into several parts. He hid 6 and kept 1, putting himself to sleep until a worthy hero woke him. I was that hero, bro. He gave it to me, and then the ruins vanished. When I added the piece to the compass, it pointed to the far north, where dreaded Hate Song Tower stands. This time, I heard Princess Eclair's voice more clearly than ever before. I will rescue the princess. I will be super. And then well, I figure out the rest out later. Anyway, I headed back to Rougeport after that. I'm making my final preparations for my final battle now. I'm a little nervous, bro. That's what I've been up to lately. He's gonna be a Super Luigi. Hate Song Tower. Hate Song Tower stands atop a jagged, unclimbable cliff beyond the northmost sea. The winds whistle down the cliff, howling like banshees, singing songs of hate. People say it's pretty much the scariest place in the world, and I had to go there. Blocking out the bone-chilling howls, I somehow managed to reach the tower's door. I was terrified, but thoughts of Princess Eclair warmed my heart and gave me power. All my companions felt the same way. They were with me to the bitter end. The door to the tower slowly swung open. The door to the tower swung slowly open to reveal an inconceivable darkness. I tried to call out Princess Eclair's name, but I couldn't even breathe because, as I strained my eyes in the darkness, I saw the most terrifying beast of all. The Chestnut King himself had appeared before me. He was monstrous and drooling. Puddles of toxic goo dripped from his mouth, melting the very ground at our feet. I couldn't stop shaking, but I gritted my teeth and faced the evil beast dead on. I dodged the king's fangs, jumped onto his chest, and gave him a hammer whack. Here's a hammer? My swing split the air and crashed dead center onto the Chestnut King's skull. Hope powered me up, bro. I was going toe-to-toe with the king, and I was loving it. This is it, I thought. I can't win this. I risk it all on my next blow. I gripped my hammer tight and waited for my moment. The tension stung me. Schwack! The ocean winds raged against the tower's windows. With that sound, as my call to battle, I advanced with no mercy in my heart. And then... I beat him! I defeated the Chestnut King. An even worse beast came next, a nightmare thing. But I beat it too. It rescued Princess Eclair. It was all over. And then I came back to Rougeport and had a light lunch. And that's about it. Huh? You think there's more to the story than that? Not at all. That's it. That's the whole story of the quest for Princess Eclair. The end. But my adventures won't end here, bro. They'll never end. And what's about Super Luigi book? Actually, you know what? This guy actually novelized my quest. He's been interviewing me. He was actually interviewing me here in the inn during breaks from my adventure. I didn't think anyone would be interested in reading a book about Luigi, but Super Luigi came out recently, and check this out. Bro, it's here in Rougeport. It set a new record for consecutive weeks at #1 on the bestseller list. Oh ho 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 ho! Hooray for Luigi! I started reading it the other day, but it's an encyclopedic account in multiple volumes. Excruciating detail, bro. It's like a history book. It seemed like one anyway. They've got it in shop here in Rougeport. How about you snag a copy, bro? And that's it. We just listened to your entire story, Luigi. I guess we can check out that book. I never knew what the book was, whether it was like supposed to be a way you can read his stories without having to talk to him or what. I guess we'll find out. So what's this all about? Have you ever experienced a time when no matter how hard you tried, you failed and then time spent felt wasted? If you ever feel such pangs of regret, try to remember this tale, the story of a man's quest to save a sweet princess. So it seems like it's pretty much a retelling of Luigi's story right there. I like how Cortez's ship wasn't here when we like came back to Rougeport. But anyway, that basically does it. That's as much of the extra content that I could find, basically. If I missed something, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, that does it for Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. I really hope you guys enjoyed this series. I know I enjoyed making it. It has its ups, it has its downs, but at the end of the day, it's just fun. Just a fun game to play. So thank you all for watching this, and I'll see you guys next playthrough. Take care, everybody, and thank you all for watching once again.